more notable players that they should be looking for should be Yanni Skropoulos. He has 5 points in 3 games, and he's been a great call-up since coming to the Avalanche lineup. Another man they can look for, he's got 11 assists and 1 goal, but Tanner Bernanke seems to put a lot of offense out for the Avalanche. So those are 2 notable players I think that the Avalanche can go to tonight.
The starting goals tonight are Anthony Tremonte and Tanner Shepard, as action of the night, Yanni Skropoulos all on the boards, the aforementioned person. Busting up now is McCluskey. He breaks the line, and it's offside just by a hair by Thorold.
And if anyone's wondering as to why Liam Van Loon is out, he was actually suspended 2 games for throwing vulgarities towards the ref. Unfortunately, he's going to be out for 2 games.
Fox wins the faceoff, and it's shot right back down by Howard. Shepard leaves it for Dravenmay, one of the newcomers. Shot right on goal. Great save, Tanner Shepard. He robs Griffin Fox as he almost scored on the first shot of the night for Thorold.
What a quick start for the Thorold Blackhawks. They go right around the zone after a quick little dump in, and Griffin Fox is all alone with no Avalanche in sight near him. A bad breakdown defensively, but Tanner Shepard on his game early.
Face-off one, it's Mastrangelo who dumps it down into the Avalanche end. McPhee banks it off the boards for Dorian May, but he misses the puck. Shot back down, Griffin Fox tips it for McPhee, who intercepts. Across, back to McPhee, being hounded by Fox, and he loses his stick as he's getting forechecked, and the Thorold Blackhawks turn the puck over. Puck on net for Dirk Stadig. Puts it up the boards. It's in the feet of Ilkos, and it's almost kept in by Nick Gidney. McPhee circles around in the Avalanche end. And here he comes, busting up the wing, and he dumps it back down. Trevante puts it up. His wingers gets hit there by Evan Ilkos on a nice forecheck, but circling back around is Austin Jensen. Carlton push up, and it's a partial break. Newman almost had it, but he lost it off his stick, and he gets nailed hard. Beautiful hit by Romeo. He's without a stick, and he races back to the bench as the Avalanche chip it up. A potential 2-on-1, and it's Austin Jensen who comes on the play, but ends up icing it in the process.
Ladies and gentlemen, we wish a very special day next Saturday, November 11th. The GOJHL is hosting the Montreal Canadiens Charity Alumni Game at 4 p.m. right here in Morgan Firestone Arena. Our very own Coach Tim will be playing in that game for Ancaster. That same night, we are also honoring our captain Luke Zupan, his family, and Remembrance Day. The beer garden opens at 3 p.m. What a great day of fun, pictures with the Canadians, frostbite prizes, etc. Please come out.
As we just heard, next Saturday will be a very emotional day. They have the Montreal Canadiens Heritage Game coming to the Morgan Firestone Arena, but more importantly, Luke Zupan being honored as that shot went right off the post, and I'm sure he'd be very proud of the season his Avalanche are having right now.
Truly a great season, and the Avalanche have shown they can beat everyone, as they have in fact beaten every team at least once. And it's a turnover at the blue line, shot off the blocker, Shepard in the air, over on top of the netting. And the Avalanche are really putting a season together that makes you think they could go all the way this year.
They've actually never made it to the Sutherland Cup Finals, and obviously Caledonia is the favorite to win it. They've won it 3 years in a row now. Maybe the Avalanche make a splash, make it to the Southern Cup Finals. You never know what could happen in these games.
Dravenmay fans on a pass, but it's Evan Ilkos who grabs it. Tries to put it for Stumpo, but it's put out by McCluskey. Rocco gets hit by Ilkos, but he plays the puck up to Mello. Rodrigue Mello gets hit hard. Great body work from Evan Ilkos. Raposo banks off the boards to the newcomer, but he couldn't get it. McCluskey puts the puck up under duress, and Rodrigue Mello lost the puck there for a second there. The newcomer from Thorold, Evan Ridley, dumps it down, and it's battle on the corners. Derek Raposo has it. Raposo to Ilkos, almost poked away, and McCluskey battles hard. He gets hit from behind from Evan Ilkos, and it's dumped back down as Thorold goes for a change, as Rodrigue Mello is in the corner with the puck. Getting bodied by Raposo, falls down, and it's put out in front, shot off the side of the net. Dravenmay, the towering 6'6" defender, to Yanni Skropoulos, one of the hottest Avalanche. 3 games, 5 points.
And something that's of note right now for the Avalanche, their passing has not been very good. It's been a little bit sloppy. A lot of it's been in the feet or just a plain missed pass. And if the Avalanche want to beat this Thorold team that is under 500 with its record at the moment, they're going to need to get their passing together.
James Guest puts it up to Hadanaka, who swings it across to McPhee. Skropoulos, great heads-up pass. Bridgewater breaks through the defense, backhand, and he just missed the top corner. Jensen gets hit hard, and it's poked out by Howard. McPhee gets a little chip off the stick of Hadanaka, and onto the forecheck go the Avalanche. Hadanaka, great hit. Oh, and down is Jacob Mastrangelo. He hit his head hard against the glass, and he's struggling right now.
There was no penalty called, although you can see Mastrangelo on all hands and knees right now. He doesn't seem like he can get up on his own power. Trainer out for Thorold at the moment. A dangerous looking hit, as there was a high one from Hadanaka, and unfortunately for Mastrangelo, his head went straight into the boards. Even with the helmet on, still not going to feel very good. But as I said, there doesn't appear to be a penalty call, and just an unfortunate play on that one.
No signal came from the referee. I don't think there will be any aftermath from the hit. And as he gets up, stretches, and heads right to the bench.
Always good to see a player get up under his own power.
Face-off coming to the right of Trevante. Kyle Kennery taking the face-off against Griffin Fox. Kennery wins it cleanly. Dirk Static throws it down, chip back out in front. Griffin Fox backhands one right into the bench. For the Avalanche tonight, obviously they've missed some of their players. Who are some notable players that you think will be a factor until these players come back for them?
Well, as I said, Yanni Skropoulos is probably one of the best players you have on the team right now. He's, like we said multiple times, he's got 5 points, 2 of those being goals in the last 3 games. He actually scored his first goal back against Fort Erie, and he's shown a lot of promise, a lot of skill. He's definitely going to be the front runner for offense for the next 2 games at the very least. And obviously, guys like Tanner Bernecki, Luke Croucher, all those guys are...
Graydon James,
all guys that have offensive potential. They've all shown a little bits of offense here and there. They're not maybe the best goal scorers in the league, but a speedy winger or a speedy centerman like Luke Croucher, always a valuable asset to have.
I feel like this might be a game, it might be a bit of a test for the Avalanche to show that they're not one-trick ponies. They don't need 2 players to score. They have depth at scoring, and they've shown that all season long as McPhee passed across to Romeo on their own end. Jensen lost it for a second, gets bodied by his counterpart, Kyle Kennery. Dorian May gets hit hard by Bryn, and then Kyle Kennery comes right after him. What a big hit. Dorian May lost it for a second, yet to score on the season as Griffin Fox breaks the line. He just misses Spencer Blackwell. Griffin Fox hound dogging Kyle Kennery. He chips it up. Bernecki, who was down for a moment, gets back up onto the ice now. It's Guest. Puts it down to Blackwell. Blackwell cycles it down low. Griffin Fox. Fox easy shot on Tanner Shepard. Behind that is Romeo with Blackwell. Brings him to the side is Kyle Kennery. Tries to get it to Graydon James, who lost it. Great stick work from Maidens.
And actually in the corner, Tanner Bernecki got a nice little shoulder from Fox. An elbow/shoulder right to the bottom of his throat. So it's probably why Tanner Bernecki was a little unpleased with that play.
Puck played up by the Thorold Blackhawks, but it's Dorian May, Draven May across to Raposo. Chips up to Bro, gets around the defender McCluskey, but it's recovered by Thorold. With the puck now, it's Maidens who dumps it down in the ice. Draven May misses his defensive partner, but Bro chips it backhand. It's intercepted. Great glove work by Britton. Raposo gets hit by Maidens. Carlton has the puck, dangles around the defender, regains possession, and passes it across to Jacob Mastrangelo. Thorold loses it as Luke Croucher throws it on top of the ventilation system. A bit too high for an alley-oop pass.
Even a 7-foot tall player would not be able to catch that one. Most NBA players would say that's a little too high.
I think you should pull a page out of Kopitar's book.
Yeah, trying to throw a nice little long pass. That pass a little too high though, and maybe someone has to look out as the vents got it.
McPhee spins around Ilkos on the other side, gets it to him, but it's lost. Shot off the stick of Tanner Shepard. Ridley passes it down, gets it back. Howard's on the other side, and he completely misses it. Not really too pleased with himself as Ridley slaps his stick on the ice. Howard throws it into the feet, and it's Callan McPhee. Dirk Stadig. Donnelly loses the puck, and Rodrigue Mello dumps it down to Tanner Shepard's end with McPhee recovering the puck. Ilkos at the circles, an errant pass, and so far both teams have been looking a little discombobulated. They can't seem to get any passes going.
Yeah, right now not many passes are being made through for either team. Puck bouncing everywhere. Not really any offensive zone time. Thorold has actually had the edge in that so far.
Oh, and a nice tip pass from Stumple, but Ilkos lost it. Romeo has it deflected. Great stick play from Jenkins, and he snaps it as it was broken in his hands. Shard really getting on Bridgewater, and it bounces right into the bench.
A beautiful chance for Evan Ilkos. Unfortunately, the one pump he took just to grab the puck ended up fanning it, and so unfortunately he couldn't get the shot through. Then he got it to Romeo, and that shot was blocked, breaking the stick. And the best chance we've seen so far for the Avalanche goes by the corners.
And in true fashion, as soon as you mention the problems, that's usually when the solution happens, but only momentarily.
Momentary solutions aren't really solutions in my opinion.
Draven May gets a really big hit on Jensen. Put down by the defender, and it's Raposo losing it to Jenkins. Jenkins throws it down. Jensen throws it across to Gidney. He takes the shot, chip, back out in front, and Draven May kicks into his feet, banks it off the boards for Yanni Skropoulos, and Gidney, another great defensive play as the Avalanche scrambling to get it out of their own end.
This has not been a good period for the Ancaster Avalanche so far. Defensively, they have looked very poor in their own end.
Raposo just misses. Draven May has the puck on a beautiful opportunity for the Avalanche. Yanni Skropoulos takes a shot that was blocked. Great block from Gidney. Blackwell tries a little fancy between the legs movement. Hadanaka gets a turnover. Shot off the crossbar! Hadanaka almost opened the score for the Avalanche. Yanni Skropoulos keeps it in and throws it down, but what a shot from Ben Hadanaka.
Hadanaka had the opening goal right there. He just misses, but that ting is going to be Tremonti's best friend tonight.
That bar just might haunt him in his sleep tonight. Puck sent down to Tanner Shepard, who gives it off to Romeo. Waiting for a player to come back. Chipped up by McPhee. Kyle Kenner tries to glove it. Lost for a second, but Bailey Stumpo almost an errant pass, and Romeo overskates the puck. Romeo takes this man hard into the boards. The Avalanche once again have the puck with Tanner Bernecki. Bernecki to Romeo. Bernecki getting pressured by Blackwell, passes it off to Romeo. Stumpo chips it down the ice. Travante gives it off to Guest. James Guest holds, saucer pass right to McPhee, who intercepts it. He had Blackwell behind the defense, but the Avalanche found out where that pass was going and stopped it immediately. A pump fake, and McCluskey throws it across again. Guest dumps it into the zone. Avalanche recover with Kalen McPhee. McPhee dumps it up. Bailey Stumpo tries to get it, but it missed him as it was bouncing underneath his stick. Racing after the puck is Maidens. Maidens still has the puck. Shot, glove save, Tanner Shepard. What a beautiful shot as Carlton had the opportunity.
A couple turnovers led to that shot. Brendan Carlton, he had the best chance that the second best chance actually that we've seen. Fox getting the better one, but that was a nice wrist shot right from the high slot. And Tanner Shepard, you know when a goalie's hot and when he's looking good at the game when he makes a kind of save like that.
Back down front. Maiden's another glove save.
That glove is really working for him tonight.
I think he's trying to show off now.
It's the second one in a row. Second one in a row, but not necessarily a good thing. You do want to see your goalie being hot, but you never want to test him this much, especially not in the first period.
Especially when you know that you are the better team. Last thing you want to do is give up chances, especially bad chances, to a Thorold Blackhawks team that's under 500, as you mentioned earlier in the pregame show. Bro chips it up, and it's going to be a face-off coming out for the Ancaster Avalanche and Thorold Blackhawks. It's been a pretty physical game. It's not as physical as they usually are with Caledonia, but the physicality is definitely there. An almost injury for Thorold. Who do you think has the edge so far in that department?
Physically, I would have to say the Avalanche. There hasn't been too many hits thrown tonight, but there's been a few more big ones thrown, especially against the Thorold defenseman. But right now, this game just seems to lack energy. There hasn't been too much open ice. There's not been a lot of great passing. There hasn't been too many shots in general, and not a lot of zone time specifically for either team. So a little bit of energy will really help kick this game up. I would say the first team to get a power play might be able to get some more energy, momentum, and definitely the first goal will help kick this up.
2 words never spoken. Evan Ridley gets roughed up by Romeo, and breaking out now, it's Rocco. Chipped up by Bernecki, hit Rocco, but it's Rodrigue Mello who throws it down. Rocco can't chip it, does, but Tanner Bernecki gets in the lane and stops him. Howard. Oh, and he nails Hatanaka. What a big hit. The little man ran into the big man, and of course the little man fell down. Rodrigue Mello gets double checked by Bernecki and Hatanaka. Rocco battling hard with Hatanaka, two relatively small players. Rocco chips the puck loose, and in on it now is Jenkins. Austin Jenkins. He's holding as Bridgewater tried to contain him, but Howard throws it off the pad of Shepard. Thrown back down, and Shepard has it in his feet. It's kicked up by Luke Croucher. Howard waits for his guys to get onside and decides to go in on his own. He gets hit. Great hip check from Tanner Bernecki. Skopoulos. An aerial pass. Oh, and he had a streaking Evan Okos or Drayton James on the other side, but Mason Howard grabs the puck and dumps it down. Bro gets hit by Blackwell. In his feet, Bro trying to get it. His stick is tied up. Blackwell giving him some cross checks. And here comes Shard, and he lost it for a second. Blackwell, side of the net, trying to find his winger in front, but there was too many sticks and a penalty coming up to Derek Raposo, a slash, and Thorold will have the first power play of the night.
This has been a very, very sloppy last few minutes for the Ancaster Avalanche. They've been hinting their own zone for most of it, and their passes, once again, are just all over the place. No one making a good pass. The puck, also a little bit of puck luck not going their way either, as the puck's bouncing every which way except for on their sticks. So, right now they're going to have to struggle to get through this 2 minutes as Thorold can press to get the first goal.
Hatanaka ties up the stick of Fox, and it's put down on the boards for Gidney. Gidney to Howard, throws it back down into the circle. Blackwell has it on the other side, and it's Britton, throws it across. The defense have it now. Gidney passes it down to Blackwell.
Ancaster penalty number 22 there.
Blackwell at the
2 minutes for slash.
point. A bit of a risky pass, but Howard manages to keep it in as Nick Gidney grabs the puck. Almost given away. Great move from Howard. Shot just missing the glove and post of Tanner Shepard, and unfortunately, wide shot goes all the way back down into the Thorold end. Holding onto the puck now is Fox. Kyle Kennery trying to get his stick in the way, and he breaks away. Nice move on Bernecki. Fox getting held up for a second, pleading for a call. No call there, and the Avalanche dump it down. 56 seconds left in the penalty. Spinning around, it's Maidens. Pushing up the puck now is Guest. Dolan breaks the line. Circles around Bernecki. Tries to find Carlton, but it's Yanni Skropoulos who intercepts it. 30 seconds left in the power play.
Thorold had a pretty good first unit. They had some good opportunity, puck movement, and unfortunately the second one just hasn't been able to get in the zone much yet, as the Avalanche have been very aggressive at their blue line.
Jenkins a heads-up pass, and Maidens couldn't find him as Carlton's on the other side, just barely keeping that one in was Guest. Going across, Carlton has it, tries to find Maidens, who's at the side of the goal, but it was a great stick play, and Guest circles back with Evan Ilkos pressuring him. Penalty now over as Maidens misses a pass. Kalen McPhee dumps it down to Trevante. Trevante throws it around, almost intercepted. Kalen McPhee loses it for a second, and Matt Maidens throws it down, just missing the blocker hand of Tanner Shepard. McPhee throws it on the board, just missing the skate of Ilkos. Shot tipped out front, scores! Daniel Rocco on a bad rebound given out by Shepard.
And that play was kept alive by Mason Howard. He's had a pretty good period for the Thorold Blackhawks. That puck was inches from coming out. He makes a nice move to keep it in, takes the hard clapper, gets it towards the goal, and unfortunately it's a rebound that Tanner Shepard cannot control, and there's no Avalanche defenseman covering Daniel Rocco in front, and it was a pretty easy tap-in.
It was essentially a 2-on-0 with Shepard being the one man trying to defend.
And 9 times out of 10, that's not going to end well for the goalie.
Puck iced by the Thorold Blackhawks. Face-off coming back down in their end to the right of Trevante.
So now we'll see. The energy should be on the side of Thorold. The Avalanche really need a pushback right here. They start in the zone, the offensive zone, which is always a good way to get some energy back and steal the momentum away. So let's see if the Avalanche can start off now.
Bailey Stumpo, nice cutback move. Pass it across to James. Shot deflected in front. And Donnelly almost had his first as an Avalanche. Puck chipped off the boards by Mason Howard. Great body hit from May. Overskating was Rocco trying to get his second. And the Avalanche break out with Liam Donnelly. He gets pressured off by Howard. Howard pass off to Shard, who dumps it down to the corner. May gets bodied off. Raposo gets hit by Shard, and Graydon James passing to Peter Stubble, who can't find it, and Rocco once again throws it around the net. Guest pinches up. Liam Donnelly just misses Graydon James.
That's another example of a bunch of passes that are just a little bit off. That was Graydon James throwing a pass into the feet of Bailey Stumpo, who has no chance of seeing it. It's directly into his feet. And then another pass just missing James again this time.
And it seems like the Avalanche are just having way too much trouble just making some simple passes, and that's really what hurt them so far in this first period.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers have been caused by that. If you pass it out and to particularly nobody, you're going to be giving that puck away. And the last thing they want to do right now is give the puck away to this speedy Thorold team who has taken advantage of a lot of turnovers.
Skropoulos wins it to Romeo, who banks it high and hard off the glass, put down by Gidney, who gets hit by Hadanaka. Romeo goes across to Bernecki, and it's stolen by the Blackhawks, shot over the crossbar. James Guest almost had the second goal night, and it's thrown back by Griffin Fox as Skropoulos and Guest are having a little bit of wrestling match, and there's a penalty coming up.
Yanni Skropoulos is going to get a penalty, it looks like. He and Guest, oh no, Guest is going to be getting the penalty. No, it does look like Yanni Skropoulos won't be getting the penalty. It looked like he was holding. He actually had Guest inside the blue line of his defensive zone, and for some reason, instead of letting him go, he looked up, saw the puck wasn't there, and held him there. So a very undisciplined play. Although now he's been waved away from the penalty box. I think the refs are conferencing. Maybe they're changing their call. The referee did not actually indicate a holding call. He indicated a hand pass to stop the play. And so far, no one has entered the zone yet.
Meanwhile, there's a 4-minute penalty on the scoreboard, so
Skropoulos is actually being ejected at the moment.
And Yanni Skropoulos leaving the ice while Bailey Stumpo takes his place in the box.
I think that extra 2 minutes might have been for some unsportsmanly conduct he may have given towards the referee. Ken doesn't understand it. He's wondering what the heck is going on. An undisciplined play may very well come back to bite the Ancaster Avalanche. It's a 4-minute penalty. There's 2:30 left in the first period, so even if the Blackhawks don't score, they still have 1:30 on the power play going into the second period. So never a position you want to put yourself in as an opposing team.
Matthew Dolan and Croucher in the faceoff. It's won by the Avalanche as McPhee does a good job and dumps it right back down into the Thorold end. Puck played up by Dolan. He drops it back for his defenseman, Maidens. Breaks the blue line, pass it across to Jenkins. He puts it over to Guess. Carlton takes a shot deflected by the stick of Croucher. Down below the goaltender's Stadig. He's having some troubles as Thorold is doing a gift of a job on the penalty kill, a power play right now. Forechecking extremely hard against the Avalanche. And it's put back down to Guess at the point. Dolan passes on, trying to go through the legs. Shot tipped, and Shepard diffuses the situation.
And a lot of their success coming right now on the power play for Thorold is that they're battling hard for the puck, as you said. But unlike the Avalanche, when they pass with a purpose. And so far, they've used that point beautifully. Unfortunately, they've had a lot of shots either get fanned or just miss the net. So if Thorold wants to capitalize, they just got to get these shots on goal. As right now, the Ancaster Avalanche is having fits trying to defend against this hard forechecking offense.
I'm sure Ken is probably having even more fits on the bench.
Of course. Coach never likes to see your team get outworked like that.
And I'm sure the one thing that he hates the most is bad passing.
Maybe bad penalties, number one on his list.
Great move by Griffin Fox as Mason Howard has it. Gidney on the outside. Howard shot bouncing behind the net. Blackwell tries to get it, but it's chipped out by Ben Hadanaka. Howard circles behind Travante. And Avalanche stealing once again as Ben Hadanaka gets bodied off by Nick Gidney. Blackwell gets pressured. Avalanche doing a little bit better here on this penalty kill.
Yeah, this second unit for Thorold isn't quite as good at moving the puck around and getting the puck in. So the Avalanche are really taking advantage as they only have 33 seconds to kill.
Halfway mark in the penalty kill. Over, and it's dumped back in by Thorold. Blackwell fell over at the line, and it's dumped right back down by Romeo. 20 seconds left in the period. James Guest tries to start something with 15 to go. Put it in the feet of Carlton. The captain tries to get on the check of Ilkos. Does, but he loses the puck in the process. 6 seconds left, and the Thorold Blackhawks will take a 1-0 lead into the second period. A well-fought game, a well-fought period for Thorold, getting the early 1-0 lead, and they're going to look to try and bring some momentum here into the second period.
Ancaster 3, Thorold 14.
no mouthy.
You're just being a fucking idiot. Hey, all I know is I beat the crap out of
Welcome back to the second period. Play resumes as James Guest has the puck on a face-off wing from Thorold. They still have a 1:20 left in the power play that was taken by Yanni Skropoulos back in the first period. Hadanaka almost turns it over. Guest puts it up to Jenkins. Blair Jenkins intercepted beautifully by Tanner Bernecki, and it's Carlton who spins around for the Blackhawks. Pass it up to Guest. Guest steps on the defender. Maidens misses the pass from him, and it's Romeo who puts it up. Jenkins throws it down near the Avalanche end, gets bodied off by Bernecki, and Romeo gets hit hard. What a beautiful hit by May.
It's been a pretty good start to this period, only a minute in, and they've already killed most of that minute off on the penalty kills. There's only 30 seconds left to that original 4-minute double minor.
Bring it up now. It's Carlton who lost it, gets the rebound shot. Great pad save from Tanner Shepard. 9 seconds of the power play, almost got the Blackhawks to goal as Dirk Static chips it around. Nick Gidney to Mason Howard. Back to Gidney. Shot, great glove hand save from Tanner Shepard. 7 seconds left in the power play for Thorold.
And for Thorold, this is a huge missed opportunity of 4 minutes. Unfortunately, it was broken up into basically two halves, going from the first to the second period. But nonetheless, basically two power plays. One to finish off the first and one to start off the second, and it doesn't look like you're going to get anything for it.
Shot blocked by the Avalanche. Luke Kutcher pressures, and the power play is over for Thorold. 5-on-5 resumes. McPhee throws it around. Donnelly just misses it, but also missing the puck was Gidney. Throwing the puck down. It's Donnelly who has the puck. Shot, glove hand save. Getting a little flashy with his hand is Tremonte.
And Anthony Tremonte, it was a little bit of a difficult save for him to make as Donnelly brought that right to the middle of the ice and shot it through a screen. But you can tell Tremonte is on his game tonight as he's seeing that puck very well. I mean, a nice glove hand save.
And hopefully the Avalanche can start up this period with some better, crisper passes and not turn the puck over as much as they did in the first period.
And offensive pressure, the biggest thing they need. They did not have a lot of that in the first period, and they really need to focus on doing that right now if they want to get back into the game.
Puck covered by Tremonte. Face-off coming to his left. Bailey Stumpel wins the face-off draw. Put back down the ice by Raposo. Ilkos has the puck, jumps it down to Stumpel, who tries to find someone in front, but no one was there. Raposo dumps it back down behind the net is Stumpel. Shot, great pad save from Tremonte. It's kicked up by Ilkos, and it's lost momentarily by the Avalanche. Pressuring him hard is Rocco. Shot from the Blackhawks off the blocker, and Matthew Shard chips it down low. Raposo fans on a pass, eventually puts it up to Evan Ilkos, who has a partial break. Great poke check from James Guest. Draven May tries to find the deflection on the stick of Ilkos, but he missed it. Dorian, his brother, tries to get the puck, but it's knocked off him by McCullister. McCluskey throws it up to Guest. Breaks center, dumps it back down, just misses the net of Tanner Shepard. Bernecki getting pressured by Shard, reverses it to Draven. Bridgewater gets poke checked by Guest. Guest doing a great job. The defenseman steps up, just missing Rodrigue Mello in the slot. Rodrigue Mello took the deflection, and Jenkins just missed it. Bridgewater bounce on it, it's a breakaway for Kyle Kenner, he scores! What a goal for the Avalanche! Tie it up early in the second period.
And Matthew Bridgewater did a great job of hunting that puck down. It was in the feet of Jenkins, and he was able to steal it away from him, make a quick little pass. Kyle Kennery went in all alone, scored, and it's now a tie game here early in the second period.
Great omens work from Matthew Bridgewater to battle off some defenders, and he set up Kyle Kennery for a breakaway goal. Avalanche are tied as Kennery dumps it back down. Bernecki gets knocked down, and he puts it down to Bridgewater. Hatanaka has it below the circles, puts it up, loses it for a second, and he chips it down to Romeo. Romeo just misses. Bernecki gets caught in the linesman's feet. And Rodrigue Malo battling with Romeo, who gets knocked down hard. Mastrangelo gives a little bit of shove. And Nick Bro not too happy with that. Romeo gets hit hard by Camilo Rodrigue Melo.
Ancaster goals.
Aerial pass to the center, Nick Bro. Right to center. Floats into the corner, Hatanaka on the rebound opportunity. Misses Bro on a slot pass, and Matt Maidens puts it up. Carlton with a slapper from the blue line, he misses. Mastrangelo took a shot that was deflected. Braden James gets hit hard by Jensen. Austin Jensen with a beautiful hit check along the boards. McPhee steps up, Bro grabs the puck. McPhee circles back as the Avalanche have to regroup. Dirk Static off the boards to Bro. Aerial pass deflected down. McPhee tries to give it to Croucher, but it went too far ahead of him. He's bodied off, and it's thrown around by Gidney. Shot by Static in the glove, and Tremonte covers up. Pretty good start to the second period for the Avalanche, as they've had most of the possession.
It's definitely been a complete flip of the script. First period, they had a hard time getting in the zone, a hard time keeping pressure, and their passes weren't very good. The exact opposite happening here in the second period is Thorold can't seem to get rid of these pesky wingers for the Avalanche.
Face off one. Dorian May gets hit hard by Guest, falls down, just missed the net. Tremonte. Going the boards. Gavin May takes a shot deflected off the pad, and it's put down in the corner by the Avalanche. Blackwell dumps it up. Dravin May, the big man, can't get it, and it's a possible 2-on-1 break. Griffin Fox off the blocker, rebound given out, but Dravin May throws it to the corner. Blackhawks not done yet. Guest throws it across. Chip shot saved by Tanner Shepard. Raposo kicks it up to Dorian. Dorian turns the puck over, but Dravin gives up to his brother, who's just offside. Bailey Stumple that was, just couldn't get onside. Blackwell with a heads up pass from the defender. Nice move, backhand, just missed. Oh, what a move by Blackwell. He almost slid it right past the post and pad of Shepard.
What a great rush that was by Spencer Blackwell. That would have been a highlight of the night candidate for sure.
Hatanaka trying to do his own moves. Great move from Hatanaka, but McCluskey stops him, and an easy cover-up for Tremonte.
And this is the kind of game we were more expecting to see. A lot of energy, end-to-end action, and two almost beautiful goals. One from Hatanaka. He didn't get a shot off, but he still made a nice move to break the defenseman. And Blackwell, wow, with the speed and the skill, going straight through the Ancaster defense.
I have a feeling the Avalanche are going to be a little bit tighter on him next time he tries to go down. Puck thrown around by the Blackhawks. Puck stolen down low, and it's Jenkins. Puck shot, and there's a penalty on the play. Avalanche touch up, and they're going to go on the penalty kill on a hooking call to Kyle Kennery. Or no, it's Romeo who's getting the hooking call.
No, Romeo is going to go to the penalty box on the hooking call. He was draped all on the back of Jenkins. Not a very disciplined play, as Jenkins had body position, had the puck, and was able to just go straight around him, and nothing Romeo could do other than just decide to latch his stick on. And unfortunately, another power play. This is now the third for the Blackhawks.
Dolan wins the faceoff, grabs it back. Carlton on the point. Normally a forward, taking the defensive spot as Guest and Dolan play catch. James Guest pass up to Carlton on his fake slap pass. Great pressure from Dirk Static as Carlton couldn't pull the trigger. Puck deflect off the stick of Maidens. And Dirk Static throws it off Luke Croucher's back, who fell down. Carlton gets bodied off, and Guest couldn't keep it in. Puck run up by Tremonte and James Guest, with Jenkins with it. Throws it across, can't handle it, and Maidens throws it down to Dolan. Maidens puts it down to Guest. Guest takes a shot, great block, stand-up block from Hanaka, and another play from Hanaka defensively. He's got Bridgewater breaking out, but a beautiful stick play. McCluskey just stopped him from a goal. What a play that would have been. He would have had a breakaway chance.
And Ben Hanaka, he was all alone. McCluskey just keeping that away from him, as he would have been off to the races for another shorthanded chance. And that's where Ben Hanaka is really good at. He's very good at pressuring shorthanded. And then Tanner Shepard had a little bit of an awkward save as that shot from Guest caught it right in his blocker, but it ended up going right into his equipment. So luckily for him, the puck didn't bounce loose, so that could have been bad.
56 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Avalanche. Puck won by Thorold. Howard, shot deflected off the glove of the goaltender, and Griffin Fox has it. Fox has the puck. Shot just missing Tanner Shepard's net, and Mason Howard has to spin back. Howard lost it. Kyle Kennery stole the puck. Here comes Graydon James. James shot off the blocker of Tremonte. Great short-handed opportunity for the Avalanche. May throws it back down, and Tremonte has the puck, leaving it for his defenseman, but Graydon James getting a little bit aggressive on the penalty kill, trying to force him in, but the Blackhawks managed to get possession. Griffin Fox spins back. Mason Howard, penalty now over for the Avalanche, 5-on-5 as Luke Croucher busts out of the zone. He's got Bro on the other side. Donnelly has the shot, and he misses it. Bro trying to go to the net, instead has to circle around as he's bodied off by Griffin Fox. Oh, that's a breakaway chance. There comes Mitch Britton. Shot, great save on the stick of Tanner Shepard on a breakaway opportunity.
That was a great save by Tanner Shepard. The nice blocking arm save. He did not bite as Britton tried to make a quick move and took the shot, but a nice blocker stop by Shepard, keeping the Avalanche in this game and tied.
Liam Donnelly pressures Jensen, and it's turned over at the line momentarily, and it's dumped back down by McPhee. A little bit of confusion there as McCluskey and Tremonte didn't know who was going to go grab the puck. McCluskey aerials in the center. Rodrigue Mello couldn't get it. It was just passed through the feet of Dirk Static. Dirk Static throws it up, hit the pads of Rocco. Donnelly spins back. Pass it across to Luke Croucher, dumps it off the boards. Down the ice it goes. Icing waved off on a nice aggressive play from Dorian May, beating the icing call. And he's working his way down low. Getting bodied off by Jensen. Rocco down there to join as well. Rocco passes the puck to Jensen, who flips one out straight through the defense, but Romeo has it, getting pressured by Evan Ridley. Oh, it's stolen. Here comes Evan Ilkos, and it's an offside by a hair. Bailey Stumpo getting in the way. He almost set up Evan Ilkos for a breakaway.
And what break that would have been for the Ancaster Avalanche, as that was shot straight into Bailey Stumpo's chest, and it was just offside, as you can see Evan Ilkos spread eagle on the ice just to try to keep himself onside, and that would have been almost a 2-on-0 breakaway.
And another offside call. Ben Hatanaka and company were just a hair offside. Another one for the Avalanche. They would have had a 3-on-2 opportunity.
And right now the Avalanche have done a very good job of forechecking and pressuring the defense of the Blackhawks, as we've seen it time and time again in the second period. A lot of turnovers this time from the Blackhawks have been coming because the Avalanche have put a lot of pressure on them. and they have to continue this if they want to get the lead.
And it's surely hard to get possession if the team is being aggressive and turning the puck over on you. James Guest throws it down. Romeo puts it down with his hand. Romeo shot deflected off the pads of Gidney. Kyle Kennery has a goal tonight for the Avalanche. He's in the corner as Nick Gidney throws it down, but turnover by Bridgewater. Back out in front, and Hatanaka just couldn't get it as he lost it off his stick. Hatanaka and Gidney battling right down behind the net. Falling down are the two, and they still manage to get up as the big man, Dravin May, just gets the body, and Derek Raposo has to retreat, bouncing it off the boards. Back out at center, Nick Breau getting stick lifted a few times by Gidney, and so far no team has been able to get possession of the puck for a good few minutes. Raposo bounces it to Breau. Shot went down as it was a bit of a fan shot, and Raposo circles back. Luke Croucher, he's got some speed. Breaks the center line, breaks the blue line, gets hit down. Graydon James shot over the head of Tremonte. Great keeping by Raposo. Hit the glass and died right at the circle. And the Thorold Blackhawks break out the other way. Carlton at the circle, looks to go around. Great hit. And he falls down and he looks to be shaken up.
That was a very dangerous hit. That was Noah Romeo behind the play. Nick Breau, that is, who accidentally went knee-on-knee with the captain of the Blackhawks, and it looks like Matt Maidens wants a piece of Breau.
Static has the puck shot down low, tipped. Breau from behind the net. He's not too shy to get physical when needed. And he gets dumped after the play, probably a little bit of payback for the captain for Thorold, and stumped in on Tanner Shepard.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder,
the game seems to be heating up intense.
That's another Blackhawk that we've seen very, very awkwardly go into the boards. This one was a knee-on-knee collision. Hesitate to call it a hit because it didn't look like Nick Breau intended to do that. More like an unfortunate slide that happened to catch the captain Carlton right on his knee. Breau was able to get up just fine. Breau even thought he was going to get a penalty. He sat there kind of as the, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. The rest are going to give me a penalty, but that didn't happen to be the case, and the Blackhawks didn't quite like that their captain went down like that.
Avalanche break out of the zone up, and Bailey Stumpo gets hit down hard. It's Dirk Static. The defense jumps up. McPhee bats the puck down. McCluskey gets pressured by Donnelly, pinned on the boards. And Evan Ilkos pass on to Donnelly. It's flipped way up, almost touching the ceiling. And Kalen McPhee puts it down. And a cross-checking call coming to the Avalanche.
Evan Ilkos is going to get an undisciplined play. That was a cross-check behind the play. But another flip pass that we've seen. There was one by the Avalanche in the first period that actually hit the ventilation. This one almost hit the support beam on the ceiling. That's how high they decided to go with that flip pass. So I don't exactly know if they're trying to one-up each other. Maybe the next time we'll see one actually hit the roof.
And the next one will go through the roof.
And then they'll go higher than that.
This.
Yes.
Face-off won by Thorold. Carlton, the captain, out. Guest has it thrown down by Guest, and it's Carlton who has it. Guest takes a shot right into the chest of Shepard. Scrambled out in front. No one knows where the puck is. It's finally kicked out. And James Guest grabs the puck at the blue line. Slap pass to Carlton. Shot close. Save Tanner Shepard. That glove is on fire.
That's the third time he's used that leather to deny a great scoring chance for the Thorold Blackhawks. But that could have very well been a 2-1 lead as the puck was just sitting right in front of Tanner Shepard. A few feet were able to kick it around. It actually almost got kicked into the net, but Tanner Shepard standing strong on this penalty kill, exactly what you need your goaltender to do.
Raposo flips up Graydon James, cherry picking, and Tremonte plays it around to his defender.
Ancaster penalty number 15, Evan Ilkos.
1:18 left to go in the penalty. 5:28 left to go in the second period. Matthew Dolan, solo attempt in the corner. Raposo gets the body on him, kicking it up to his stick, and Matt Carlton. Carlton lost it, and it's a 2-on-1 break short-handed for the Avalanche. Kennery with James. Oh, and a bad pass as reading the play beautifully was Guest.
And he guessed right on that play as he saw the pass the entire way as Kyle Kennery telegraphed that Kyle Kennery telegraphed that a little too perfectly for it to be read so easily by Guest.
Guest, he's been all over the ice this game. Passes it across to Carlton. Guest at the circle. Pressured by Kyle Kennery, and Guest misfired on a pass to Carlton, whom he thought was down below.
That's the second time that someone's tried to feed the point. We had one by Brendan Carlton. He threw it to the point with absolutely no one in there. That's what led to the 2-on-1. And another play, another just bad pass that I don't think the Thorold Blackhawks drew up their plan very well, or at least don't remember it too well. That's the second time they've done that.
Power play over as Bridgewater goes in, just misses the post as he slid it right by the feet of Tremonte. Rocco throws it down. And getting hit hard was Trevor Newman. Liam Donnelly passes to Bridgewater. He gets hit hard. What a great hit from Mason Howard. Trying to spin off on his Liam Donnelly, but it deflected off the defender's feet. Puck played down, no high stick called from the referee. And Kalen McPhee at his own blue line. Puck intercepted, and it's flipped back down by Trevor Newman. McPhee has James waiting patiently at the blue line. He gets pressured off as Jenkins saw that one coming all the way. Static passes off to Braden James as Croucher's behind the net. 3:15 left. Croucher to James. Great cycle play, but it's intercepted by Griffin Fox. Fox just barely misses Blackwell on a cross-crease pass. Braden James fans on a pass attempt. Nick Bro throws it down to Luke Croucher. Jensen to McCluskey. Blackwell almost lost it to Tanner Bernecki. Heads up pass, it's a 1-on-1 break. Great move, and it's Mitch Britton who had the chance. He had a breakaway earlier in the game. Partial break here, but it was a great defensive play from Romeo. McCluskey gets hit by Bro. And the Blackhawks regain possession. Blackwell, nice deke attempt, but too many Avalanche on him to continue. Braden James, he's been out for a while, decides to dump it and change. Jensen, a weak reverse, intercepted by Stumpo. Fox comes back.
And the Avalanche still doing a good job, but it seems that the Blackhawks have finally gotten some pressure back. It might be that last power play they had. They almost scored a couple times. And right now, the game has become a stalemate once more. Game's still tied 1-1. Both teams have had great opportunities, but right now, you almost want another power play for Thorold, as that doesn't look the greatest tonight. And they've been making a lot of mistakes passing to the back end, and a couple chances have happened in this period on the last penalty kill because of the poor power play draw.
Evan Ridley dumps the puck down. Derek Raposo throws it around. Rodrigue Mello pressured him. He turned it over, and it's shot back down. Javin May lose it for a second. Rodrigue Mello, nice move off the pad of Tanner Shepard. A beautiful cutback, but it's not out yet. Shot off the blocker of Shepard. Around the goal, pad save, Tanner Shepard. He's keeping his team in right now.
That was a phenomenal save on the backhand wraparound from Camilo Rodriguez Mello. He went on the backhand for the wraparound in a dynamite left pad save from Tanner Shepard, and unfortunately knocked the net off, but fortunate for the Avalanche, unfortunate for Thorold. And he has been absolutely on fire. If it wasn't for Tanner Shepard right now, Thorold would easily be winning this game.
And it's a game like this that makes you wonder how he has no goals on the season. He's had at least 3 opportunities to get that first goal tonight. Kyle Kennery on a block from Hadanaka, chips off the boards. It's a 2-on-1. Bridgewater, great aerial pass, but it jumped over his stick. Bridgewater had the go-ahead goal on his stick, but the puck bounced over it.
And that's another chance. At this point, the Avalanche have tried passing. It doesn't seem to be working for them on those 2-on-1s. Someone's got to be a little more selfish. Hadanack at a good angle. He could have tried to rip that one by Tremonte.
Shard dumps it down in the Avalanche end. Forechecking in, this is Trevor Newman. Tanner Shepard gets a bit of a whack from Newman. No call. Dirk Stadig. There is a penalty on the play, and Thorold's going to be on the penalty kill with 46 seconds left here in the second period.
Dirk Stadig making some plays happen there, one-handed on his stick, and then he just takes a nice two-hander as he's going down the ice, and it looks like it's going to be Britton who's taking the penalty. No, they have actually Trevor Newman taking the penalty. The slashing penalty as Dirk Stadig made a nice one-handed play to go around, and he led the rush, and this is going to be the first power play of the night for the Avalanche, and a great opportunity to get a late lead.
The league's 6th best power play at 20%, facing off against the 21st best penalty kill at 81%. Shot just missed by the Avalanche's Noah Romeo. McPhee. 25 seconds left in the period. I was trying to get something going here, but Guest intercepts on a bad cross-crease pass. He turns it over again, a showing opportunity, but he falls down. And McPhee takes it away from him. 10 seconds left in the period. And the Avalanche not looking so good.
Disaster averted nearly twice there as Guest is all over the place. He intercepts the first pass, and then Kalen McPhee, for some reason, decides it was a good idea to do a little drop pass to himself. Gave it away, but he made up for it defensively.
I'm sure Ken's going to have a lot to talk to his team about in the second intermission. Join us for the third intermission between the Avalanche and the Blackhawks.
Shots for the second.
Welcome back to the Morgan Firestone Arena for the third period between the Ancaster Avalanche and Thorold Blackhawks. 1-1 the score. Kyle Kenry, the goal scorer for the Avalanche. Griffin Fox, the goal scorer for the Thorold Blackhawks. Penalty taken by Trevor Newman at the end of the second period, so there will be a 1-minute power play for the Ancaster Avalanche as this third period gets started. What do you think the Avalanche need to do on this power play to get past a really good defensive Thorold Blackhawks?
Well, the Thorold Blackhawks have clearly shown they have no problem going down to those dirty areas and forechecking. So what the Avalanche need to do is they need to pull those forwards away from the points and away from the corners. If they do that, they'll usually get that done by a lot of good passing. So that's exactly what they need to start doing, some nice passing plays to make sure that they can spread the penalty killers apart.
And hopefully not turn the puck over like they did at the end of that second period.
Some brutal turnovers at the end. They got lucky it wasn't a 2-1 lead for Thorold.
And that's something that I've noticed a lot in this game in general, the amount of turnovers that have been happening.
Yeah, a large amount of turnovers have been happening. First period is all Avalanche turnovers. Second period, it was mostly Thorold turnovers. And fortunately for the Avalanche, it was 2 turnovers that were very, very costly that probably had Ken ripping his hair out on the bench for the Ancaster Avalanche. But as his penalty now over, very uneventful power play for Thorold.
Shot just missed by Luke Croucher. Graydon James fights off the puck. It's Jenkins who has it, puts it up to Shard, hit his foot. Shard throws it down into the corner. McPhee throws it over to Romeo. Bank pass to no one in particular. Going back down off the pad. Rebound comes out. And just missing it was Matthew Dolan. Bro, bouncing puck, shot, great save! What a beautiful save from Tremonte on Nick Bro.
And Anthony Tremonte, it's been all Shepard making the big saves, but this time a one-time shot that Bro took. He got all of it, and Anthony Tremonte made an absolute dynamite right arm save.
If it weren't for these two goalies, the scorers would most likely be
Probably a five. Yeah, there you go. The Twins thinking of the same wavelength, 5 apiece.
There's been turnovers galore and a lot of great scoring opportunities, but each goalie's been standing on their head respectively for their teams.
And this is definitely a lot different than the first game that the Avalanche had at home against the Thorold Blackhawks, as it was just a butt wiping, as it was, for the Ancaster Avalanche, just getting rid of the Thorold Blackhawks. But tonight it's been a hard-fought effort, and still 1-1 early in this third period.
I'm about to announce a number.
Faceoff comes to the right of Tremonte, Bailey Stumpo with Matt Maidens in the faceoff. Ref not quite yet ready to drop the puck. He waves off Bailey Stumpo as Dorian May takes the faceoff. May loses it to Maidens. Mastrangelo throws it around, turned over, great play from Evan Ilkos, shot, great blocking arm save into the mesh.
Another great play caused by the speed of the Avalanche, and that shot by Bailey Stumpo was a nice blocking arm save made up into the meshing. That's 2 great opportunities in a row for the Avalanche. If they continue going like this, they could get the second goal and take the lead.
And true to form, it was created off of another turnover.
Yep, another turnover.
Puck go down to Kyle Kennedy, spins back out in front, just missing it was Hadanaka. What a creative little pass from Kennedy. Then Hadanaka to Tanner Bernecki. Bernecki throws it across. Puck chip, Kyle Kennedy throws it down, intercepted by Howard. He couldn't spot Newman as Bridgewater gets his body along the boards and stops him. Romeo throws it, kicked away by Newman. Bridgewater battling hard with his stick. Hadanaka gets it. He circles behind the net. Poked off his stick by Matt Maidens. Thorold missed the pass, shot right in on Tremonte. Aerialed out by the Blackhawks, and Romeo battling hard with Newman. Bridgewater chipped it down to Croucher, who sets himself up with some speed, tries to chip it around the defender, but Griffin Fox grabs it. He lost it. One too many deeks for him. And again, not too much going so far for either team in terms of puck possession.
That's about 3 or 4 turnovers by both teams right in a row, right at the blue line and at the red line. It just doesn't seem like anybody can keep control of that bouncing puck.
Shot up the side of the goal. Kalen McPhee grabs it on the other end. Just missing a hit was Mitch Britton. Kalen McPhee tries to spot his winger on the other side, but Dirk Static grabs the puck. Bro loses it to Fox. The 2 9s at the boards, but Croucher turns it over, coming up the other way, and it goes right down to Tanner Shepard as Mitch Britton couldn't get the rebound. At this rate, it seems almost inevitable that the next goal will win this one.
At this point, yes, it does seem both goalies have been so hot that even if you do manage to get one by them, it'll probably be the only goal you'll be able to get for the rest of the night, barring some sort of very bad breakdown defensively for either team. But right now, offense hasn't come easy to either team.
Blackhawks cross the line with Rocco. Ridley misses the pass. Rodrigue Melo gets bodied by Stumpo, tries to find Rocco in the center. Draven May pressures him, missed as Rodrigue Melo tried to get a fancy pass going. Evan Ilkos throws it around. Nick Guinea pressures him, and the Blackhawks turn it over with Evan Ridley not being able to clear the line. Liam Donnelly gets bodied by Rocco, and here comes Rodrigue Melo. Tries to go on the big man May, and he hammers him on the turnbuckle. And the little man gets crushed by the big man, and he gets up slowly.
And that's an advantage of being 6'6", but poor Rodrigo Melo, the turnbuckle, not his friend there. He got smashed along the boards by number 90.
Matthew Dolan. Pass out in front, and Jenkins almost had a tap in. Blair Jenkins tries to find Dolan once more, but too many sticks as the Avalanche's Matthew Bridgewater got in the way.
Blair Jenkins, he was about a half second away from celebrating what should have been a goal, but once again Tanner Shepard on his game, that left pad absolutely robbed Jenkins. As neither team can get a break, Tremonte has been fabulous at his end, and Tanner Shepard has been just as good for the Avalanche so far tonight.
And for an Ancaster team who scores just under 5 goals a game at 4.8, you would expect them to be able to get something more offense, a little more offense out of them, but it seems the subtractions of Woodhouse and Van Loon for this game have really hurt them.
It has hurt them. Your two best offensive players are out of the game, but you can't just, as you said at the beginning of the game, can't think as it, if they're gone, we have no offense. But you also got to give 100% credit to the amazing goaltending duo we're seeing right now happening, as Tremonte has been fabulous. There could easily be 5 goals up on the board for either team, if not for these dueling goaltenders.
McCluskey throws it back in the Avalanche end. Ben Hanaka circles, spots Bridgewater. He dumps it down and proceeds to chase after it. Tremonte leaves it to McCluskey. McCluskey spins off. Bridgewater heads to the bench. Heads up past Carlton, leading goal scorer with 11 goals for the Blackhawks. Missed it as McPhee reverses the puck. Great body work from the Avalanche. And it's Graydon James has a step on the defense, has to spin off. Graydon James off the stick of Tremonte. And once more, puck out of play.
There's a nice little flip pass that Graydon James has flopped right in front of him. He had a few guys rushing to the net. Unfortunately, though, there was no real lane for anyone to shoot it, so when Graydon James went to go direct the puck on net, it just ended up going off the stick of Tremonte. He read it perfectly and deflected up in the screening.
Dirk Stad again pressured. Dangerous little cut in front of Tanner Shepard. Turned over. Matt Maines passes it down to Carlton off the blocker of Tanner Shepard. And down in the crease, he got knocked up with Trevor Newman. Newman ran into Tanner Shepard there, who wasn't happy about that. Carlton intercepted. James just not able to keep it onside. Flipped out by Thorold. Raposo heads up past Luke Croucher with a nice mover on McCluskey. Shot by Bro off the pad. Rebound goes way wide to Draven May. Trying to get his first goal of the season, but it hit a stick and it's behind the net for Thorold. Newman reverses but gives it over to Raposo. Easy shot off the stick of Tremonte. James Guest heads up pass, just not able to get it. Spencer Blackwell. It went right off his stick and Derek Raposo reverses. Thrown back down by Gidney. Croucher clears the zone. Avalanche go for a change. Nick Gidney up to Mitch Britton. Britton into the glove. Whistle blown by the ref. Face-off coming for the Avalanche.
And the energy seems to be a little more back into this game. Some big hits, some nice saves, and some great offensive zone time, both by the Avalanche, who have probably had a little bit more of the edge, I'd say, in this third period so far. But Thorold has been saying, we're not going anywhere right now. We're going to have our own offensive time, and they've done pretty good at getting into the forecheck, which is, once again, their bread and butter. They've been doing it all night, and that's something the Avalanche are still having difficulties with.
Puck chipped up, and Gidney pulls it up. It's a 3-on-2. Fox tried to get a little draw pass, but Romeo pressured him and forced it wide. Jensen banks it off the boards, almost intercepted by Dorian May. Brunecki steals the puck from Griffin Fox. Heading up the other way is Dorian May with a 3-on-2 for the Avalanche. Pressured off by the defender. Mason Howard doing some great work with some even better work from May. A spin shot just missed by Stumpo. Stumpo couldn't get the chip shot in the center ice. Losing his stick was Tanner Bernecki, who tried to jump up in the play. Liam Donnelly gets tripped up, no penalty call, rebound, no good as Stumpo couldn't get it.
What a great play by Liam Donnelly. He went right to the blue line, straddled it. Very dangerous play for him to be making. But he was able to get the pass off to Romeo, and Romeo took a nice one-time slap shot and a great pad save by Tremonti again.
Oh, and a big hit coming from Estrangelo. And Ben Hatnaga throws his weight on Camille DeMello. Puck thrown up, just missing the stick of Rocco, and Dirk Static pressures him, causing the turnover, and Mason Howard has to turn back. Center ice flips it down, just missing the net. And it really gets hit off by the number 3 for the Avalanche, Kalen McPhee. Losing his stick was Ridley, stopping for the pass. Finally gets it. McCluskey shot off the leg of Kyle Kennery. James gets great pass, open net, couldn't take the shot. Oh, and he missed the net. He had an empty net to shoot at.
Oh my goodness, how in the world does Guest miss that? It was a wide open pass, a great slap pass from Guest to start this off. He then passes that one down to Rocco, who then throws that one in front. It was actually Rodrigue Mello, a wide open one-time slap, a one-time shot, and he puts it through the crease and went straight through and it hit Tanner Shepard's legs. That was a very lucky play. Tanner Shepard out of position, but the desperation not even needed as Thorold shoots himself in the foot by missing a wide open net. And with 9 minutes left in this third period, that could be a killer miss.
And that's only reinforcing the fact that, oh, and a big hit from Draven May. And so we're definitely reinforcing the fact that teams are struggling offensively, and that could have been the game winner right there.
And that was another massive hit by May in the corner. Number 90 throwing his weight around as he absolutely rocked Jenkins.
A great save from Tremonti. Nick Bro almost had the go-ahead goal for the Avalanche, who were finally getting some shots. Just missing Guest. He misses the spin, and it's poked off Bro's stick, but he manages to dump it down in time. Bro, out in front, off the pad! Graydon James had the tying goal right there, and the Avalanche still can't get the go-ahead goal, and they still couldn't get it. Raposo at the line. Finds May, who had the big hit earlier, gets blocked up easily by Guest. Great stick play from Bro, gets a little bit of a hook, loses his stick in the feet of Guest, who looks back, and he hits him down. He's getting an unsportsmanlike penalty there.
It almost looked like James Guest was actually giving him the stick back, and Bro decides, you know what, and James Guest decided he didn't need the handout, or Bro decided he didn't need the handout, so he decides to give him an extra shot, although Guest is going to go to the penalty box as well, and it looks like it'll just be some 5-on-5 action with some coincidentals.
Avs dodged a bullet there as it looked like for sure they were going to get a penalty kill.
And you can really, if you're Thorold, you have to be thinking Anthony Tremonti right now. He made 2 dynamite stops. He made one with his pad and another one with his shoulder. Just recently, he robbed Bro earlier in the sequence, and just recently he robbed Graydon James in the high slot. If not for Anthony Tremonti, the game would already be over for Thorold.
And if not for Thorold, the game would be 2-1 for Thorold had they not missed the net.
Exactly. Doesn't help. Your goalie's sitting there over going, I'm standing on my head over here keeping everything out. I'm sure I've had one blemish, but you guys have an empty net, you can't score. So if they lose this game, I think someone's got to buy Tremonti dinner. He's played so well in this game, he deserves something even if they lose.
Usually the goalie's the one getting bought dinners. He's the one who's bailing his team out, especially in games like tonight. Avalanche busts out with Matt Bridgewater throwing it down to Hadanaka, getting a little physical in the corner with Nick Gidney. Tanner Bernecki throws it down low. Gidney and Hadanaka in the corner. Maidens circles up, aerial pass. Couldn't get it to Newman as Romeo put it down with his hand. Granecki spins off the forechecker. Chipped it to himself. Hatanaka missed the pass. Cal Henry 1-on-1, 1-on-3 now. Took a shot off the stick of Gidney. Carlton. An aerial pass. Another one hit. What a great hit from Newman on Hatanaka, but that's the third time in a row they've done that aerial pass and it's intercepted.
They've tried it earlier on in the game and it was working, but it just hasn't worked. Every single time that a team has tried it, it's been taken down.
Glove save from Tremonte, making a little easy stop. 7:26 left in the third period. Tell me, how do you think this next goal is going to go in for either side?
Well, right now, if I see the Avalanche scoring this goal, the way they're going to get it is a defensive mistake is probably going to come near the high slot, which has already happened a few times. It'll fall into the stick of one of the players, and they're going to rip it by Tremonte with absolutely no chance. If the Blackhawks are going to score, they're going to need a little bit more than an empty net, apparently, because they already got one of those and missed. It's going to be a grimy goal for them for sure.
2-1 coming for Thorold, and it's just missed. Mitch Britton couldn't hit Griffin Fox with a pass.
And like I said earlier, some players just need to be a little bit more selfish. These 2-on-1s haven't worked all game. The passes are just not landing flat on sticks. No one's able to intercept them, so a couple more shots would be nice to see. But as I was saying, Thorold, they're going to get a grimy goal by using that amazing forecheck that they have, and they're just going to have to slide one in and get a garbage goal.
Offside call, face-off coming out now. Puck won cleanly by Bailey Stumbo. He's done pretty well in the draw tonight. Mason Howard chips after the puck. Spun around by Dorian May, tries to center it, but it's easily deflected by Mastrangelo. 3-on-2 for the Blackhawks, but they dump it down. Chasing after it was Blackwell. Puck Rinder on the board, it's not hard enough, and Evan Ilkos breaks out with a 3-on-2 for the Avalanche. Evan Ilkos spins. He's got Stumpo in the slot. Takes the shot, blocked. Backhand. Rebound, no good as Griffin Fox deflects it wide.
I almost called that perfectly, did I not? In the high slot, Bailey Stumpo alone. Unfortunately, his shot gets blocked before even getting to the net.
Had you had called that, I would have asked you what you think the finals are going to look like for this season.
Maybe that and some lottery numbers too. If I'm guessing that, why not? Let's keep going.
Draven May throws the puck down and ices it. Face-off coming down to the left of Tanner Shepard. 6:08 left in the third period. High impact, high skill game, just not a high scoring game.
And that's surprising. As we said, the Ancaster Avalanche averaging about 5 goals a game, a little bit down since they last lost to Caledonia 4-2. And it's not often that you'll see a high-octane force of a team only be able to score one in now 34 minutes of play. But, you know, at some point now we're going to have some more offense coming. It might not come in this game with only 5 minutes left. Maybe the next few games we'll get some more of those 6-0 or 8-0 wins.
And with a team like Thorold, who has a just over four goals a game average, and the Avalanche have just under 5 goals a game, you'd assume, just like in Fort Erie, how they both were 4 goals against, 4 goals for, as a 5 goals for, 5 goals against, it was a 5-2 win. You would have expected it to be
something similar,
like this.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the numbers haven't lined up, and those are the nights that just have to happen sometimes.
And of course, those numbers aren't lining up because the numbers in net have filled the net so far with their presence, not allowing it much more than a goal each.
And Shepard, he's got an 8.82 save percentage on the season.
Well,
that's definitely going up.
That's definitely going up after tonight.
No, Romeo loses the puck. Jenkins gets bodied by Hatanaka, almost goes into the bench. Jenkins almost became an Avalanche player for a moment. Romeo throws it down to Hatanaka. Bridgewater spots an open Romeo. Romeo just flips it down, hits the corner boards. Bridgewater forechecking, gets hit off. Puck out in front, just missing the glove and post. Hatanaka once again with a chance. Romeo hit the pad of Tremonte. Static throws it down. Stick lift comes from Bridgewater. Battling hard for it. Tries to wrap around but can't. Rocco pressuring him. Static throws it off the skates of Jensen, and it's reversed by Kyle Kennery. Hadanaka spots an open Dirk Static at the point, dumps it down to Kyle Kennery. Kennery at the circles down low. Bridgewater holds it down. McPhee to Dirk Static. Winds up a shot, hit the post! That ring in the iron signals he just missed it, and he almost had the go-ahead.
That was a bullet from Dirk Static. Goes right off the bar, comes right back out. Now it's an icing call coming against Thorold. But once again, the speed and the skill for the Avalanche causing a lot of turnovers down low. And another chance in the high slot for the Avalanche to try and take this game, what could be the game-winning goal at this point with only 4 minutes left. They just need to keep doing what they're doing, as they're causing a lot of turnovers and getting a lot of chances on Tremonti right now.
And they've done such a good job, especially in that last shift, with just cycling the puck and spreading out the defense. Thorold chips it out, and the Avalanche, offside for a moment, tag up. Bro goes in and hits Matthew Dolan. Thorold has the puck, aerial pass, intercepted, another interception on the aerial pass, chipped out in front, and Luke Croucher couldn't get the puck. Bouncing off the glove hand of Bro, a glove pass called.
What a great play by Dirk Static. That was literally inches from going to be an offside play to a great offensive chance. Great step up by number 24. As another flip play, Thorold just can't seem to find a clean way to get out of their zone anymore. The Avalanche are doing exactly what Thorold did to them in the first period, getting on them quickly, using their speed, but also using their bodies a lot in this third period to turn pucks over.
Pucked it down to Tanner Shepard, leaves it for Tanner Bernecki, chips it up to Kyle Kennery. Bridgewater spins, dumps it down low. Tanner Bernecki jumping up for the forward. Hadanaka taking his place on the blue line, and it's chipped out by Thorold over the glass.
Thorold still having a lot of difficulties here. That forecheck comes on them so quickly, they barely have enough time to make a move. And another play that could have easily been rimmed around the glass goes off the glass and into the meshing, giving another offensive chance for the Avalanche.
Spencer Blackwell, great play on Tanner Bernecki. He almost stripped him of the puck, but Romeo comes back to save the day. Thorold has it. Blackwell falling down, chips it. A great opportunity that almost came for Griffin Fox. Not gonna miss a heads-up pass from Tanner Bernecki. He spins in the corner, gets hit by Britton. Puck thrown across, and it's James Guest. Guest behind the line. Chipped out in front, almost scrumped in from the Thorold Blackhawks. They came close to just shoveling it in. Back out in front, just missed by Griffin Fox. He almost had his second of the game.
Man, am I good or what? Almost 2 for 2 on those. That behind the net shot was almost scrummed in, as you said. I wouldn't have been able to call it right if they had gotten that one time. That was a great pass right into the slot. Just missing was Fox, but still. Exactly like I thought they would try to get their goals, and that's how the only way they've been able to get their goals. That's only about like a handful of shots they've had in this period. That one actually just missed the net.
Kalen McPhee puts it up to James, intercepted. Evan Ridley onside, chips it off the stick of Dirk Static. Ridley gets the puck. Chip behind the net. McPhee has to race after it as he's pressured hard by Thorold. Less than 2 here in the third period. What a hit from Howard on Croucher. Knocks him to the ice. Tremonti gives up for his defenseman. Off the glass. Trying to grab the puck is Rodrigue Mello, and Tanner Bernecki turns it over. Luke Croucher getting pressured by Rocco, who drops his stick.
That's about the 4th time this period a player from Thorold has dropped their sticks. They have to make sure that they have their hands firmly on those things.
Liam Donnelly lays a hit on Nick Gidney, almost turned it over, and it's Benaka, nice move. Shot blocked out in front, gloved down by Gidney. Rodrigue Mello banks it off the boards, couldn't find Jenkins. Bouncing pass right off of right off the board, straight to Tanner Shepard. 1:07 left. And this game seems like it's almost destined to go a little bit further tonight.
Well, overtime period is a minute away, but you never know what can happen. A minute's a long time for a team to get some offensive pressure.
All it takes is one shot, and this game could be over. You never know who's going to be the one to take that one shot, and which team's the one going to be celebrating. Less than a minute now, and Shepard covers up. And with most of the time, a lot of these shots have just been going straight on the net. Some of them have been a little difficult for Shepard and for Tremonti. But if they just keep taking easy shots on the point like this, it might not end soon enough. Kyle Kennery passes off to Ben Hananaka. Hananaka breaks the line, lost it in the feet. It's scrum. Kyle Kennery shot off the glove hand. He was bidding for his second of the night. Tanner Bernecki bouncing out in front. Puck in the corner. No one knew where it was for a second. Jenkins off the glass. Romeo gloves it. Almost turning over a bad pass, and Shard lost it in his feet. 25 left in the third period. Pressure mounting. As here comes the Thorold Blackhawks trying to break out of their own end. Shard banks it off his own stick. 12 seconds. Bernecki spins. Turns it over offside. 7 seconds in this game. Looks like it's going, and it will be heading to overtime. Next shot, the next goal will win this game, as the overtime will start up shortly in a few moments.
Adjustment period, Ancaster 18 for a total of 27. Thorold 11 for a total of 34. Out of 10 scoreboards. Caledonia 3. 4. My apologies. Caledonia 4, Fort Erie 3 in overtime. NHL, Montreal 3, Winnipeg 4 in the third period. Toronto 2, St. Louis 6 in the third period. GOJHL, Oshawa 0, Hamilton 3 in the third period.
Overtime just about to start between the Avalanche and the Blackhawks. Last time they had an overtime game here, Liam Van Loon had the game winner on his stick. Unfortunately, he's not in tonight. Who do you expect to have the possible game winner if you're an Avalanche fan?
If you're an Avalanche fan, it's most likely going to come on the stick of Graydon James. He's been all over the ice right now, and he's had a few great opportunities to score. So if my bet is anywhere, it will be with Graydon James for the Avalanche. If I have to give one to the Thorold Blackhawks, Matthew Chard, Griffin Fox, that is, he's had some great opportunities of his own.
Spencer Blackwell takes a shot, and Tanner Shepard easily covers up. If no one scores after this 5 minutes, there will be a 3-on-3 happens. If no score after that, then the game will unfortunately result in a tie.
Well, let's hope we find a goal in the next about 10-20 minutes. I hope within the next 5 minutes it would be great to see someone pot a goal.
And I'm sure the crowd is just waiting to bust out of their seams. Britton turned it over, but he couldn't get it as it went too far ahead off his knee pad. And once again, Tanner Shepard has to cover the puck.
Very dangerous pass for Tanner Bernecki to be making. He's along the half boards, and the number one rule in hockey as a defenseman, never pass it up the middle. That's exactly where he throws it. A pretty easy play for Mitch Britton to read.
Especially don't do that in overtime.
Oh, especially. You don't get a chance to make up for that mistake.
Croucher racing in on Britton. He gives him a bit of a hit, and Guest loses it to Croucher. Croucher passing on to Romeo. Shot deflected off the stick of McCluskey. Bridgewater reverses down. Croucher falls over, still has it for a second. Bridgewater banks it down to Romeo. He's got Raposo on the other side, elects to go to Bridgewater. Bridgewater by himself for the moment, tries to dangle on through players. Britton missed it, swept out by James Guest, and the Avalanche so far pushing the play here in overtime. Romeo waiting for his players to get into position. Nice move. Evan Ilkos shot into the feet, and he gets a bit of a high stick. He's down. It looked like his stick went into the cage of Evan Ilkos.
That stick looked like it caught him right underneath, right near the Adam's apple area, as Nick Gidney put his stick up a little too high, and the Avalanche forward still talking to the ref, saying, "Hey, that stick went right in, almost could have got me under the visor," but no penalty called as it was after the whistle.
Brayden James setting up for the face-off draw. Loses it, wins it against Maidens, who puts it up to Sharn. Sharn tries to dangle around. Great play from McPhee, and he loses it down low, but the Blackhawks regain possession. Shot by Gidney, deflected. Maidens, he just missed the net. McPhee rushing up the ice. Gets it on one, but not two. Nick Gidney throws it up the boards for Sharn. Long stretch pass, and Maidens gets battled and tied up. Great play from Brayden James. Dirk Static gets tripped up, no penalty called. And here comes McCluskey. Bounce it out in front, chipped away by the stick into the corner by Shepard.
I have no idea how that doesn't get called a clear-cut trip on Dirk Static. Avalanche could have easily had a power play there.
Rocco throws it down off the pad of Tanner Shepard after Maidens took the shot. Spun back, McPhee down to Ben Hadanaka. Setting himself up, spins back, didn't like what he saw. Pass over to Bernecki. Quick pass to Kyle Kennery. Kennery couldn't make much with that lane. Pass it off to Romeo. Shot, easy save, covered up, way out of his crease by Tremonti.
Some nice passing going on from the Avalanche and the Blackhawks right now. No difficult saves really for either goaltender at the moment. So we'll see who gets tested first and who comes up with either the big save or the big goal.
Hadanaka wins the face-off, but gets thrown out by McCluskey. Guest throws it up, and it's Paulton, the captain. With 11 goals, he's hoping to get that 12th in overtime, but it's turned over by the Avalanche. One-on-one with Hadanaka on McCluskey. Blocker save for Tremonti. Kennery puts it down to Romeo. He's got a shot. Fakes it, goes to the pass, and Bernecki loses it in his feet. Passes it down to Ben Hadanaka. Romeo puts it, bounces away from Hadanaka. Kennery couldn't get it as Guest has the puck behind his own net. Thrown out, almost deflected by the skates. And it's Rocco who puts it up to Guest. 55 seconds left here in this overtime period. Jenkins off the blocker, bouncing out in front. Can't take the shot, was Guest. Howard keeps the puck alive. Here comes Guest. Couldn't take the shot. Holds a bit too long. Passes off. Just misses Tanner Shepard. Jenkins. Clark Jenkins to James Guest. Great play. He's getting around Croucher, but it's deflected off the knee pad once more of Bridgewater. 20 seconds left in overtime. McPhee aerial pass. Picked up, Mastrangelo puts it up, and it's Bridgewater who throws it around the defender. Dirk Static, that is. McPhee, nice move behind his back. 2 seconds left, and we're going to another overtime, this time 3-on-3.
So now the double overtime as it is coming, a 3-on-3 period. And this is the last 5 minutes of play before an automatic tie will be awarded. So some more fun action to get to watch for the Ancaster Avalanche and Thorold Blackhawks. Some more grade A quality opportunities for sure. as there's only going to be one, maybe two defensemen out there at a time with some great speed and great skill at the forefront.
If you're a coach, you're probably a little happy about this. Even if you end in a tie, you probably take the tie. If you're a fan, though, you don't want to go home with a tie. You want to see your home team win.
Of course, no one from a fan perspective is okay with just saying, you know what, we're just going to take the tie. We were just as good as you. Every fan knows they want to be better than the other team, and a tie doesn't show that you were better than the other team. It just shows that you didn't beat them and they didn't beat you. So, from the fan perspective, a goal right here would electrify the building to end off the night, this chilly Saturday. And we'll see who gets the better opportunities. The Avalanche seem to have the faster skaters out there. We'll just got to see who makes the first big turnover. I'm guessing that is how the first goal is going to happen, on a big turnover.
McCluskey, Fox, and Carwell going out for the Blackhawks. Hadanaka, Bridgewater, and Brunecki, the trio for the Avalanche. Thorold starts up with Carwell. Carwell breaks the blue line. Fakes. Griffin Fox, rebound, kicked out, but McCluskey couldn't get there. He grabs the puck, still has it, poked away by Matthew Bridgewater, who spins back. In his own end, Bridgewater banks the puck off the boards for Hadanaka. He has Bridgewater on the other side, passing across. Oh, what a save by Tremonti! Bridgewater almost ended the game.
What a great pass from Ben Hadanaka. He used his speed to thwart off the defenseman, and Bridgewater just a tip and tap away from scoring the game winner.
Almost a bad change from the Avalanche, but luckily they got back in time. Carwell lost it, grabs it back, gets hit down by by Dirk Stadig, and Kalen McPhee coming up. It's a 2-on-1. Croucher with McPhee. Oh, he just misses, went right behind the feet of McPhee. James Guest, 1-on-2.
That was a dangerous play. The 3-on-1 going up in overtime, in double overtime. When you're 3-on-3, if you bring all your guys up and don't score, you're asking for a breakaway happening at the other end.
Guest couldn't get it, and another 3. This is a 3-on-1 this time with a forward coming back. Here it comes again. Brunecki missed the shot. Another wasted opportunity for the Avalanche. And here's a breakaway. Mitch Britton. The game on his stick, but coming back is McPhee. And Shepard gets the puck back. 3:11 left. Some high-octane plays here with just under a minute into the game, into this fourth or fifth period.
Well, it's not often you can see 2 3-on-1s in a 3-on-3 happen on the same. Avalanche, unfortunately, can't score in either of them, but they are very lucky that James Guest was so out of gas he couldn't get in the play, because if he was back in that play, he easily had a breakaway if he had gotten the puck and turned around with it.
And unfortunately, Brunecki's probably kicking himself. He had that puck, but unfortunately he just missed it, went underneath his stick. Ben Hadanaka throws it off the pad. Kyle Kennedy couldn't get the rebound. Thorold recovers the puck. Maidens. Chip pass to Shard. He's got Howard with him. Gives it off to Howard. Mason Howard decides to go behind his net. Gets around Hadanaka. Shard waiting at the blue line. Howard breaks in. Nice stick moves. Howard by himself for the moment. Tried to find Shard but couldn't. Shot just missed as it went through the crease. Brunecki pressured. Stole it. And he's battling with Howard, who gets it back. Kennedy runs into him. Here he comes. Brunecki. Lost it. Beautiful poke check from Tremonti.
What a breakdown as Mason Howard got stripped of the puck by Tanner Brunecki, and then the breakaway thwarted as Tremonti made a wonderful poke check.
3-on-2 back. Carwell misses his man. Stolen by Dirk Stadig. It's a partial break. Dirk Stadig. Beautiful poke check coming from the Guest as a penalty shot in overtime.
James Guest may have just saved the goal, but he may have just given the chance to win it. Dirk Stadig was on a clear-cut breakaway. The slash came in, and now a overtime penalty shot to win it. And we'll see if Dirk Static looks like he's at the bench right now. I imagine he'll be the one taking this. We'll see what kind of move he goes through. Tremonte's been really good with his stick. I think the best opportunity would be to shoot.
The offensively gifted defenseman grabs the puck at center. He goes down in on Tremonte. Fakes off the crossbar! Close call, but Static couldn't end it.
And he shot it, but he shot it right off that red bar. So close for the Avalanche to win it again. They've had multiple off-break chances, a lot of 3-on-1s. They've had a 2-on-1 there and a couple of breakaways in these overtime periods. Thorold has just not been able to match the speed of the Avalanche.
Hadanaka loses the face-off to Matthew Dolan. Shard fakes his. Breaking out is Nick Gidney. Gidney chips it down, chases right after it. 1:25 left in the game. Shaw trying to go out in front, but a beautiful stick play from Tanner Renecki. Hadanaka surveys, spins back around and goes back to the point, trying to find himself some spot. Cuts back, shot, hit Tremonte in the blocker, and he covers up. He's been red hot on that side.
Anthony Tremonte has been absolutely phenomenal in these two overtime periods so far. Ben Hadanaka, some nice moves on the captain Carlton to get him to open up some space. He takes that shot through a crowd, but Tremonte's seeing everything going at him right now. It's almost impossible to beat him, and there's only a minute left in this period.
James Guest, the man who almost gave the Avalanche the win, while also saving possibly the win for his team, throws it up. McPhee has the puck in his own end. Bridgewater and Croucher going with it. Guest back. Croucher. Oh, he just missed Bridgewater, who had an empty net to shoot at. 3-on-1 from Thorold. Guest on the other side, shot off the post, and it's a breakaway coming from Kalen McPhee. 37 seconds. Here he comes, McPhee. Scores! Kalen McPhee with the speed, the moves, and the Avalanche take a 2-1 win over Thorold.
And a double overtime win. That was a shot after a 3-on-1, the first of the overtime period for Thorold. Goes off the post. Kalen McPhee saw himself with the breakaway. He goes on the backhand and he beats Tremonte. Only the second time the goalie was beaten tonight. What a well-deserved win for the Avalanche.
And it looks like McPhee replaces Liam Van Leeuwen for Mr. Clutch on their team tonight. A beautiful, a well-played game, hard-fought, high skill, high impact. A 2-1 victory for the Avalanche here at the Morgan Firestone Arena. Join us next week for another home game for the Avalanche.